Today, I'm going to show you how one gecko completely changed my reptile business, and if you're a reptile breeder, I'm sure you're going to understand exactly why. Stick around while I explain this absolutely incredible milestone, and of course to see some absolutely breathtaking geckos. Let's get into it. Now, I'm sure everyone who's watching this video has been subscribed to me for a while, so there's really no need to explain it. Oh. Maybe we do need to do a backstory. Now, to fully understand how this came to be, we have to go back about 1 year ago when I actually, oh my god. 1 year ago when I invested in my first big mutation with crested geckos. That happens to be this lily white right here. Lily white that came to me as a 15-gram firecracker and stayed with me as now a 35-gram... well, still firecracker. I mean, you guys just... What this dude lacks in calm, collective personality, he makes up for in just brilliance of colors. That nice high white pattern that actually goes all the way up to the dorsal in some areas. Decent crest for a lily white, I would say. Not that I have seen generally lily whites kind of have bad head structure. Wish he was a little bit nicer, but he was the first big investment that I really planned out when I knew in 2023 I wanted to make my first gecko mutation when it came to crested geckos. There we had it. That was the mission. We grew this guy out from a 15-gram baby to about 30 to 31 grams where I felt comfortable enough to pair him just for a couple of girls and then take him off for the rest of the season to grow up a little more. And of course, those girls that we're talking about are actually going to be these girls right over here. Now, these are some absolutely beautiful patterned dowels. I call them Lily Baby Maker number 1 and Lily Baby Maker number 2. No, not really. I've been growing out for about a year and a half or so, and actually the plan was to just pair her with Alma, one of my pattern males. That really wasn't anything special. Of course, then one day my good old buddy posted that lily white, and this plan really sprung into action. By themselves, these girls are absolutely beautiful. A related pair of these girls, absolutely striking. Beautiful patterns, solid head crest, and I wanted to take this patterning and whiteness one level further and put lily white in it. So I did, and that little munchkin out of 30-gram gecko went to absolute work on these girls. As a 2-year-old male, he was sprunk as could be, gecko testosterone pumping, and he was ready to finally get it in with these crested gecko ladies. So he did, and then about 6 weeks later, we started getting eggs, and the wait started when Dakota would finally get his first gecko mutation when it comes to crested geckos. Then, of course, that beautiful moment came. The eggs finally hatched. However, what hatched out of those eggs gave me false hope that almost ruined this entire project. Real quick before we continue on with this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, Fallow. There's one thing I love more than taking care of the captive animals that I have over here at Dakota Blue Exotics. It is helping out the wild and natural native wildlife. However, with how much charity fraud there is out in the world right now, it can be very difficult trying to figure out which ones are right and which ones are just going to end up stealing your money. That is why I absolutely love Fallow. Now, what is Fallow? Fallow is a company that is partnered with animal conservationists that also sell bracelets. It's not the bracelet that's the really cool thing that's helping with conservation, it's what comes with it. Now, when you order from Fallow and get a bracelet, you're also going to get this. What this is going to tell you is with each individual animal you get, it's going to tell you exactly where your money's going. For instance, with the polar bear, your funds are going to the Polar Bears International. If you get the lion bracelet, each purchase helps contribute to Iowasa Lions. You guys get the point. I think that's enough. You get to help out wildlife and you get a cool bracelet. Nope, it's one step further. See, on each card as well, you also get a QR code. Scanning that QR code actually gets you to show and tracking a specific animal that is being helped through these sites. For instance, with the polar bear bracelet I have also Cloud the polar bear and can actually track that animal. Or I also have Namat. It's a lion that I can track on the site as well. Absolutely fantastic. What more can I say? Cool bracelet, the good feeling you get with helping wildlife, and hours of fun watching a lion go back and forth. Or whatever lions do, I don't really know. If you want some more information on Fallow, make sure to peep the link I have down there in the description and to use the code down there as well. You get a discount on your purchase and your boy gets a small cutback if you do. I very much appreciate it. It helps us in everything we do over here. Thank you guys so much. Let's get back to the video. At that point, it then became a waiting game for those 90 or so days to finally get my first gecko mutation. Boy, I'll tell you, those days felt like they dragged on and on, but finally the day came and the egg finally hatched. To this, oh my god. to this little dude right here. Unfortunately, I knew right away this was not a lily white, just a nice tricolor, but not the mutation I'm looking for. So I knew, of course, with lily white being incomplete dominant, that the next egg that was going to hatch was going to be the one, the gecko that changed the game, the gecko that was going to be my first gecko mutation. Then, boys and girls, 48 hours later, that day changed, and it changed me forever. For in this bin right here, oh my god, this bin right here was it. The lily white crested gecko. The lily white crested gecko. I could already tell with a full white tail, nice beautiful white siding, that this was it. This was the gecko I was waiting for. The lily... What do you mean this isn't a lily white? No, he must be wrong. No, he must be mistaken. Let me just go and ask my other guy. No. That can't... I didn't hatch a lily white? There I was, boys and girls, falling to my knees, but not in the good way, as I looked up to the sky and cursed and scorned the gods, and then immediately walked over to my incubator and scorned it too, because how dare anything stand in my way from producing my first lily white crested gecko. I was a hollow shell of a man, a husk of who I once was, scattering around this world, meaningless, emptiness. If I didn't hatch that lily white, then what was the point of doing any of this at all? There I was, boys and girls, ready to just throw it all away. Go work at McDonald's for $35 an hour as they advertise, terms and rates to apply. I walked down to this reptile room one last time before saying goodbye, ready to just throw the incubator in the incinerator and start anew. That's when a miracle happened. It's exactly 93 days later, a crested gecko hatched from our lily white pairing. And what would you know? That crested gecko was a lily white. Boy, I'll tell you, I've never Fortnite danced more in my life than I saw that day when I finally hatched my first ever crested gecko mutation. And here it was, boys and girls, my very first lily white crested gecko. Of course, I did want to check with the friends I made along the way to make sure it was a lily white, just to rub it in their faces. Only not because I already posted I had a lily white publicly just to find out that it wasn't a lily white and I became a laughingstock while Zen Jen commented saying it's a nice gecko still. It didn't matter anymore because I have the first ever Dakota Blue Exotics Lily White Crested Gecko. However, it gets better. Alright boys, I'm sorry for the interruption. I just want to talk a little bit real quick about the merch. If you're looking for a great way to support the channel while getting some absolutely badass merch, I mean just check this out. We got Cresty in the front, Tokay in the back. Absolutely incredible. But hey, if crested geckos don't float your boat, which I mean, how can they not? But not to worry, we have a bunch of other incredible designs going from geckos, other geckos, well, more geckos. I think there's a chameleon one. If you guys want some more information, the band is right down there. It really helps me out. It helps me keep doing all the full-time stuff that I've been doing, living my dream. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, let's get back to the video. Because the next day, the egg hatched from that clutch, and oh my god, a second lily white crested gecko appeared. The first ever He's biting me! Go back in. Calm so you can stay out. I see you're about to jump. And there we had it, boys. 2 lily white crested geckos. Absolutely incredible. One after another, a lily white appeared, and my dreams came true. For the first time ever, I can say we hatched out a lily white crested gecko at Dakota Blue Exotics. In all seriousness, boys and girls, this was a very huge accomplishment for me, and a milestone that I really did want to hit over here at Dakota Blue Exotics, and we finally did. I could not be more excited about this, that we have lily white crested gecko babies of our very own. Now, for those of you guys that have been following us since day one, since we were just a kid with 2 geckos making tiger Dalmatians, you guys can share in my surrealism and how amazing of an accomplishment this is. Now, the only thing I have left to say for those boys and girls is going to be this is just the beginning. Some plans right now and some deposits and holds made on geckos that I promise you, going next year forward, is going to change how we do New Caledonian breeding. We'll finally put Dakota Blue Exotics on the map when it comes to New Caledonian breeders. The only thing left to say is we'll just have to wait for that moment to happen. I know you guys have been asking when our crested gecko is going to be available. Unfortunately, it was a late starting season for us, but I promise you guys, from this rack here all the way down are babies that are going to be coming available. In the next couple of weeks, we'll start updating the site when they are ready to go, so you guys can get some Dakota Blue Exotics babies of your very own. And there you have it, boys and girls, some absolutely fantastic news. Now, if you guys want to see the full crested gecko collection of what we're working with, I strongly suggest checking out this video right here, or even here's a playlist of crested geckos that are filled with like 40 plus videos. And as always, subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you around. Thank you so much for taking the time of your day to follow us over here at Dakota Blue Exotics. I will see you guys next time, but until then, goodbye.